Chefs of the future, COF Nation, COF Nation. Chefs of the future. My name is Rich and this is
your girl Jada.
Chefs of the future. We talk about our favorite things in the world, food and hospitality related news. Once again, my name is Rich, and if you click play, you are part of the nation and we welcome you. And as I used to know, the show used to be handled completely different, but we're taking you along for the ride as we try something new. So, if you haven't already, before we get into anything, head on over to anchor.fm/chefs of the future. Let us know your thoughts on season 1. It'll catch you up to date on the stuff we're talking about moving forward. And it'll be especially relevant for what we're covering and what we're talking about today. Because we did mention a lot of this, back then. But it's just now coming to fruition and we have your thoughts as it unfolds. And again, we're not here to break news to you. We're not here to tell news to you. We're just here to discuss news with you.
Yes.
Hopefully you enjoy, our comments on it and you join our conversation. And maybe you don't like either of our opinions and you have your own. That's completely fine. That's the beauty of food and hospitality, is that it's subjective in nature. And what you find delicious, I may not find so appealing. And that's true. Completely fine.
Yes.
Because the chef in the back is getting paid regardless.
Okay.
Hopefully you love the food. Which brings up, another content that I was talking about with another person about food, cuisine, and culture.
Okay.
And how you grow up in certain cultures and it influences the kind of cuisine you make. And the kind of cuisine you make in certain cultures is very much so indicative of of your geography, of what's available.
Yes,
in major crops.
Wow.
So just like in a lot of Latin cuisine, you'll find plantains, as a major starch.
That is true.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You never thought of it like that. And then like with Jamaicans or West Indians, you find like a curry. So, and then blacks is like, not trying to stereotype, but you have chicken and macaroni and cheese. So I definitely understand. Now I understand that. I never thought about it like that though.
Yeah. So it's like what foods are more, what ingredients are more readily available in that area.
Wow.
Tends to be more of what influences the predominant cuisine. That's like known for that area.
Cool.
But now, as we continue to try to navigate through this whole pandemic and everything. Food workers, hospitality workers are known to have a worker's mentality, not shy away from work. It's not, if you willingly put yourself in a 14-hour workday, for 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 years straight, you're kind of insane. But yet, food workers, chefs do this.
Yes.
Prep cooks do this. Hot commies, cold commies do this. They come into work, and this is what they willingly sign up for.
Yeah.
So now to say that if work was available, they wouldn't go, it just simply isn't true, particularly in my experience. So now when we're at the cusp of saying, hey, look, people can go back to work. People's been at work for a couple months now.
Yeah.
With the whole pandemic. It starts, we still had to pause on inside dining in a lot of states, and you had the complete inside dining banned in New York City, for the last couple of weeks as well. A month or so, month and a half.
A month and a half since January, yeah.
So you had that going on. So we really didn't have that test to say, hey, look, we're really going to put your staff, to test, against this pandemic, put their lives on risk.
Yeah.
So when we're at the cusp of saying, look, we're allowing indoor dining, come the 14th of February, right in time for
Valentine's Day, which is really crazy because that's the most, dangerous times because a lot of people are going to be out.
So the critics were saying, look, I'm not feeling comfortable putting my staff members at risk without being vaccinated.
Wow.
So, how, what's the general reaction to vaccinations? And I would love to know your general reaction to vaccination as well. How do you feel about getting vaccinated? Have you been vaccinated? Do you work in the food industry? Do you plan to get vaccinated? I would love to know your thoughts. Comment below and let us know.
Yes.
But, so you're in a situation where a lot of people are skeptical, to say the least.
I am.
Then you have people that's like, look, I'm for it. This is for me to get back to work, to feel confident getting back to work. As far as I know, no one is mandating it to, as of yet, to say, look, this is it's in the food industry, I should say, exactly. To say, look, this is a requirement.
It's mandatory for you to do so.
At least I haven't read anything,
Yeah, but you're putting it at risk because, again, who's to say if you do go into work, some people will say they got it done, and if, I don't have the paper now, I don't have proof of it, I have to wait. So now you're still back at square one. You have to be out of work for another 2 weeks until you get them paperwork to come in. So it's a give and take. It's really a give and take. I don't know.
So this is the thing. So now you have the critics saying, yeah, let's get back because we feel like we should have never had to close down to begin with. We could have took the proper necessary precautions.
No.
Provide the proper PPE for the food service workers and the staff members in the back. And as I talked about in the last show, it was like, look, some of these kitchens in the back are small.
Exactly.
It's the perfect environment to spread disease, to spread the virus.
Mm-hmm. Even fast food restaurants, some of them are not even taking the precautions, and if they are, there are people still getting sick. So
now, talking about fast food restaurants for a second, right? They was in a completely different situation than most food service establishments because they was almost already 60% there in terms of being 100% take out.
Yes.
They was able to make that transition. Granted a couple changes in the menu, take off a couple, prime item menus from their menu, but outside of that, they was just, gun full ahead without much of a hiccup.
Yeah.
It's seemingly.
Yes.
They did, unilaterally, all food service staff did report some sort of loss.
Yes.
But they still did miles better than let's say your run of the mill, freestanding restaurant.
That's true.
During the pandemic, particularly the early days of the pandemic, when it was like really strict lockdowns.
Yeah.
You had like a nationwide 50-state lockdown at one point.
Yes.
During those times, those restaurants was deemed essential, but very few could function underneath the parameters that was set for them state by state. And certain states just had such strict, dining restrictions, even to now, that it's like, it's unfeasible.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense.
You're right.
For them to move forward. Even now, as it loosens up, they're still like, hey, maybe we should take it easy and not
rush the situation.
Yeah.